I'm Jake. That's Kyle. Well, today, we're not going to play anything. Today, we're talking about 100 crappy songs. Oh, and I'm not pointing my finger at anyone else, pointing my finger straight at myself. The genesis for this episode was two things. One, creating this Songwriter 101 series, and then being reminded of the 100 crappy songs saying, because I came across 100 crappy songs of my own. Cleaning my office, found a couple old manila folders that apparently I wanted to save these gems for all posterity. Gems like, are you clean? I really want you, honey, 'cause you're really looking fine. But there's something I need to know before I make you mine. Or, here in South Dakota, I remember when I wrote this, my car had broken down on the side of the freeway in the middle of nowhere, South Dakota. Here in South Dakota, grass is all around. Sure gets kind of boring because everything is brown. Or how about this gem? Marijuana blues. Oh, I might save that for later. That might actually be a gem. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is 100 crappy songs. What's that saying? It's, if you want to get good at songwriting, you have to write a lot of songs. And you might be one of the folks that, like myself, who I thought, I'm going to sit and wait for inspiration. Well, how often does inspiration strike you? Is it once a month? Is it once every couple months? How long would it take for you to get 100 crappy songs out of your system? Because I'm going to tell you, when you're a new songwriter, your songs are going to stink. That's just the way it is. And, unless you're a genius, that could be. I don't know. I don't know you. Maybe you're a genius. And you write a gem right out of the gun. Okay, it could happen. I'm not a genius. I definitely lived that, as you can see, I definitely lived the write 100 crappy songs metaphor. Why? Because you are learning the craft of songwriting. And yeah, it takes a while to get good at it. You think about some of the things that we have talked about in the series. When you first start learning how to write a song, you might write something like this. It's just a stream of consciousness. You don't even think about, how am I going to break the, what's the verse? What's the chorus? You probably emulate the kinds of songs that have influenced you, artists that you like, and you copy their style, which is a fine way to go to mimic the people that have influenced you, add your own piece to it. And that's a great way to start. And when you start to take pieces from different artists to plug them together, create some new synergy, that is another great way to go. But when you go from, I'm just waiting for inspiration, to, I'm going to be intentional. Now, how long would it take you to write 100 crappy songs? If you set aside time every week for songwriting, you could get your crappy songs out of your system in 2 years. Maybe that sounds like a long time. If you wrote a song a week, like I did for Songwriter Sunday, 104 weeks, at the end of 2 years, you might have actually written a few good songs. And here's the thing, usually when you write one of these gems, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. Here's sort of what happens to me. I write a song. I love that song. That's my favorite song. Until you give it a little time. And then you look back on that thing and go, oh my God, that song is stupid. It's horrible. And just like I look back on this stack and I could pick anyone out of here, any song out of here and just go, oh my gosh, those were so stupid. But I was probably pretty passionate about it at the time. And what has happened? Over the years, I've learned things. And so you learn about some of the things that we've talked about in this course, about the song structure, how to craft the verse, chorus, how to add things to keep a song interesting, like a bridge or instrumental breaks, changes in volume, all these things that you learn as you go along. So, this is Jake encouraging you. I guess I'm encouraging you to write a crappy song. Well, get started. Be intentional. Practice your craft. And as you write more crappy songs, you'll start to pick out the parts that were good and some parts that could use some improvement. And then the songwriting process continues to get easier. So, don't delay. Write a crappy song today. Hi, Jake. That's Kyle. We're here to tell you to write some crappy songs. See you next time.